The Vanishing of Maura Murray. On a freezing February night in 2004, a single car crash on a rural New Hampshire road marked the beginning of one of the most baffling cold cases in American history. The headlights of Maura Murray's black Saturn illuminated the snow. The engine hissed. The airbags had deployed. And inside the car was an empty driver's seat. Minutes earlier, Maura had spoken to a passing witness, calm, composed, insisting she had already called for help. Minutes later, she vanished. No footprints leading into the woods. No signs of struggle. No trace of where she went. One crash. One phone call, one girl is gone forever. This is the haunting mystery of Maura Murray. To understand Maura's disappearance, we go back 48 hours. Maura was a 21-year-old nursing student at UMass Amherst, athletic, disciplined, highly intelligent. But in the days leading up to February 9th, something was unraveling beneath the surface. On February 5th, while working at her campus security job, Maura suddenly broke down crying. When her supervisor asked what was wrong, Maura only said, "My sister," but later, her sister said nothing had happened. Then came the cryptic emails. Maura wrote professors saying she needed time off due to a family emergency. The problem was there was no family emergency. She packed her dorm room neatly, took down photos, removed belongings. It looked less like a quick trip and more like someone preparing to leave. That afternoon, she typed directions to Burlington, Vermont. She withdrew nearly all her cash, bought alcohol, and at 4:30 p.m., she began driving north alone into the mountains. She didn't tell her father. She didn't tell her boyfriend. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. Hours later, her Saturn slid off the road and crashed into a snowbank on Route 112. And then she vanished. At 7:27 p.m., a school bus driver named Butch Atwood saw Maura's car, stopped to help, and found a young woman standing outside it. She appeared shaken but not injured. He offered to call the police. She refused. "I've already called AAA," she said. But Butch knew that was impossible. There was no cell service on that road. Concerned, he drove home and immediately called the police anyway. It took officers just 7 minutes to reach the scene. But Maura was gone. The doors were locked. Her belongings were inside. Her car was severely damaged. And in the snow, no footprints leading away. It was as if she evaporated into the night. Several witnesses reported something else. A red pickup truck was seen not far from the crash site, engine idling, lights on. Some claimed it drove by multiple times. Some said it stopped. Others said it disappeared moments before police arrived. The identity of the driver has never been confirmed. To some, it was a coincidence. To others, it was the key. Here's what investigators know. 7:27 p.m., Butch sees Maura's car. 7:43 p.m., police arrive. In that 12-minute window, Maura must have left the scene. But there were no tracks in the fresh snow, and no dogs ever picked up her scent. The cold was brutal, the road isolated, and Maura was lightly dressed. Walking far was unlikely. So where did she go? Into the woods? No footprints. Into another car? No witnesses. Or was she taken? Over the years, dozens of theories emerged, each as unsettling as the next. Some believe Maura walked away from her life intentionally. She had money. She had a plan. She printed directions. She cleaned her dorm room. She shut off responsibility. But why leave her car? Why vanish into freezing woods? Why abandon everything without contacting family? Nothing fully adds up. Could Maura have sustained a head injury and wandered off in confusion? Possibly, but the lack of footprints still makes this unlikely. Many locals claim the red pickup truck belonged to someone known in the area, someone with a troubling reputation. Rumors circulated about a man who frequently offered rides to young women on Route 112. Police never officially confirmed the suspect, but residents remain convinced the red truck is the missing link. This theory suggests Maura was taken within minutes of the crash. But by who and how? With no struggle, no screams, no tracks. Route 112 is surrounded by hundreds of private cabins. many abandoned in winter. Search teams couldn't access them all due to deep snow. Could Maura have taken shelter or encountered someone already inside? No evidence points there, but the possibility lingers. Over the years, dozens of renewed investigations have taken place. Cadaver dogs are alerted to certain properties. Ground-penetrating radar detected anomalies. The FBI revisited long-abandoned leads. New Hampshire State Police excavated a basement. Search teams combed the woods repeatedly. Every search, every test, every excavation ended with nothing. It is as if Maura never left that crash site. And yet, she was not there. Police discovered an unopened alcohol bottle in the car, along with a box of wine. A rag was stuffed into the tailpipe, possibly to reduce smoke from the damaged vehicle. Some believe she was preparing to leave the car unnoticed. But the most haunting detail: her phone was never found. Her backpack was never found. Her body has never been found. It is one of the only missing person cases where zero trace has ever surfaced. Not clothing, not bones, not items, not evidence. Nothing. It's like she stepped into another reality. Even today, nearly 20 years later, new theories surface online every week. Some believe she started a new life in Canada. Some believe she died minutes after leaving the scene. Some believe the red truck holds the truth. Some believe someone local took her. Some believe she trusted the wrong stranger. But the truth remains frozen on a dark winter road in New Hampshire. A crash car, a silent witness, a young woman alone in the cold, and an 11-minute window that has haunted investigators for 2 decades. Maura Murray was brilliant, athletic, determined, but she was also tired, overwhelmed, pressured, and perhaps searching for escape. Was this a planned disappearance? A tragic accident? An abduction? Or something even stranger? Until new evidence emerges, her story remains suspended in time. A crash, a phone call, and a girl who walked into the night and was never seen again. For more deep-dive true crime stories, investigation, and cold case mysteries, subscribe and step into the grid, because here on Mystery Grid, every story is a puzzle waiting to be solved.